Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's TIWANI. So welcome to my latest video, which is everything I learned from living alone for a year. My lease is coming to an end and I am moving to a new place. So I thought I'd share everything I learned living by myself for one entire year. And I'm not gatekeeping anything. I want to help you guys out as much as I can. Whether it's your first time moving out, second time moving out, third time moving out. I feel like there's always some little pieces that you learn along the way. And some lessons you'll learn later rather than sooner. So hopefully this video helps to educate you a little bit on the things that I personally learned and gained from living on my own for a year. So the new place that I'm most likely going to be living in, I'm not quite sure yet, is a lot smaller than the place I have now. Right now I actually have a 2-bed, 1-bath, and that brings me kind of to my first point, which is I realized that I don't need that much space in this current season of my life. And technically I do need this much space right now, but that's because I have so much stuff that I don't need, so many clothes that I don't wear. A lot of junk that I took from my parents' house are still with me here just because I transported it over that I never touch, I never look at, I never use. And it's not like important things that I need to keep in the archives. It's literally just there. And I really need to just go through all of that stuff. I refuse to take it with me to my new place, especially since my new place is going to be like half of the size of this one, which is exactly what I think I need next. And I'm not sure what I'm going to need after a year living like that, but I'm someone who's definitely okay with being flexible and being able to adapt when I outgrow certain things and once I learn lessons. And as I learn life lessons, I'm not someone who just takes note of it in the back of their head. If I do that, I will definitely be putting it into practice because it's just a blessing to be able to learn and to grow. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a whole moving series next month, like I said, and you guys are going to be seeing everything, like me trying to get my security deposit back, decluttering, moving out, all that good stuff, and giving a lot of stuff away. So stay tuned for all of that. So the next thing that I learned was that decorating slow is good, but decorating too slow definitely isn't, because for my apartment, I didn't want to rush into decorating and, you know, putting everything together, especially since I don't really have a specific aesthetic that I really am like known for or that I stick to in my life. So I didn't just want to decorate willy-nilly and have everything not work well together. However, a lot of the spaces in my house look like I just moved in not too long ago because there's like nothing that's really making it homey and comfortable looking. So in my next place, I would definitely work on intentionally decorating and adding more stuff to my space and organizing it in the way that I like. I feel like anywhere from 1 month to 3 months at most is the time I would give myself to have everything completed so that I can actually enjoy the time with my space actually decorated. And that's definitely something that I learned is important. If I don't set intentional time for me to decorate my place, it's just not gonna happen. And I'm glad I learned that in this place so that I can do better the next time around. The third thing I learned is that I should have got like bug spray for spiders and stuff like that, which is something I'll definitely be taking to my new place because you don't know what critters are going to be around your area. And for this place, nothing bad ever really came in except there was spiders. And if you guys know, I hate spiders. I'm literally so scared of them. So that was not fun at all for me to have to deal with a lot of spiders coming around. So in my next apartment, I'll definitely from day one have some spider defense, bug defense on hand. And I probably would also keep more stuff around, like probably apple cider vinegar for gnats and things like that, which weren't a big problem in this apartment. I was really blessed to not really have to deal with any of that stuff. But when you live alone, you're gonna have to kill bugs. And I'd rather be as prepared as possible, which I definitely wasn't this time around. The fourth thing is that I should always be keeping batteries in my house. Literally at the start of 2026, both my smoke alarm and my thermostat batteries got all used up. So not only was my smoke alarm beeping, but my thermostat wasn't working just because it didn't have new batteries, which is crazy because I didn't know that just because the thermostat runs out of batteries, it wouldn't work for the whole, like for the entire apartment. It makes sense now that I'm saying it, but I never expected that to happen. So for like a day or two, and it's January in Ohio, so that's definitely not fun. I did have a few batteries here and there, but I'll definitely make sure that I will keep different types of batteries like AA, AAA, and then the little smoke alarm batteries. I don't know if they're all the same, but it was like a AA battery. But yeah, I'll definitely keep all those type of batteries in a specific place, probably like near my toolbox or something, so that right when the battery dies, I can just replace it immediately so that I don't have to go crazy and have my smoke alarm go off every 10 seconds, it felt like, and have it play in all my videos. So yeah, that's definitely something that I learned. I'm not going to be caught lacking with no batteries again. So the fifth thing I learned was it was a great idea to be nice to my neighbors and get some of their contact information. My neighbors here have honestly been so great. Even some of my friends who kind of live in this city have had pretty bad experiences experiences with their neighbors, but thankfully all my neighbors here are old, honestly. Like, they're all older and they're all so nice, so peaceful. Like, I live in a pretty peaceful area of our city, and I have one neighbor in particular that came to my graduation party, and I had her contact information, so if she would need anything from me, she can let me know, and if I needed anything from her, I'll let her know. So for example, one day I was on a trip for a few days and I texted her. I was like, hey, I have a package that just got delivered. Are you able to hold that for me for the next few days? Because it was at my doorstep rather than in my mailbox, and she was able to keep it for me. And then right when I got back, she just gave it to me, which was super nice. We got each other Christmas gifts, and it's just nice to have someone that you kind of know, even on like an acquaintance basis, in your proximity, because especially if you move a little bit farther away, it can be hard to still have a sense of community. So it's very nice to make sure you're nice to your neighbors, be very intentional about keeping up with them, asking them about their life, getting their contact information and things like that. Just last week, that same neighbor allowed me to use her shovel to get my car out of all that snow we got from the snowstorm, which was very helpful. I didn't even ask her. She just texted me that the shovel was outside if I wanted to use it. And it's just things like that. Like, she's so sweet. Shout out to her. I know she's not going to watch this. She probably doesn't know I have a YouTube channel and she's old, but I will truly never forget her, and I feel like I will still keep in contact with her. The next thing I learned was to get a doorbell camera, which I think I got around the halfway point or a little bit before the halfway point of living here. Having a doorbell camera is so good. After I got it installed, I was able to see if any packages got delivered to my door. I was able to see if anything was going on like outside of my apartment, whether I was inside or away. And at first I was just gonna get the Ring doorbell camera, which I'm not sure how much those cost, but I ended up getting one for $20 on Amazon. I will link it in the description if you guys are interested. It's called like Owit or something like that, which is kind of cool because it's almost like my name backwards. But yeah, it was like $20 or less, and I love it. It works perfectly. I think it's a very useful thing to have, and it's definitely something that I'm going to be taking with me to my new place. One thing that I might be interested as well in is having inside cameras, because sometimes when I'm away, whether I'm just at work or on a trip, I kind of like am wondering if there's anything going on in my house. Like, sometimes I'm like, did I turn off a light in this room or anything like that? And I'm just kind of wondering what's going on inside. And I feel like having inside cameras would be beneficial to kind of calm some of that anxiety that I have with that. So I might look into doing that in my next place, especially since it will be smaller. I'll probably only need 1 or 2 cameras to get everything that I want to see. So the next thing that I learned is that I should have tracked all my expenses when it comes to like moving in expenses, bills, even unprecedented events that occur. I feel like I definitely should have tracked that better, because especially as I'm trying to move out now, trying to compare what I'm paying now and like the value of things now to the value of things that I'm currently looking at. And it's kind of hard to just try to remember or having to go back into all of my transactions and all my archives just to see how much something costs. So I feel like I would definitely make a Google sheet for my new apartment and put all my bills. Well, the next place that I'm really looking at has everything included. So all the utilities included, which is what I wanted the first time, but I didn't opt for that. But I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I'm going to have a Google sheet with everything on it for all my expenses when it comes to moving in and living alone for the entire year. So the next thing is bulk buying food items and necessities. I think bulk buying food either every month or every quarter for just simple things like canned goods, oatmeal, just things that aren't going to go bad every week. I feel like bulk buying those not only saves you money, saves you time, and also peace of mind, because you know those things are already going to be in your place. And then every week when you go grocery shopping, you only have to focus on getting produce and things that are not going to be able to last if you try to get them in bulk. The next thing is that using the dishwasher is tea. I'm not going to get gaslighted again. Growing up, we didn't use the dishwasher in my house, which is fine, to each their own. But as someone who has always not liked doing the dishes, having a dishwasher, you really think I'm not going to use it? And actually, I wasn't using it for the first few months of living here. And thank you to one of my friends who live around me that gave me some of her dishwasher pods that she didn't need because she got a new dishwasher, because ever since I started using that thing, I never went back. And of course I still hand wash her and things like pots and dishwasher non-safe items, but overall everything is going in that dishwasher. It saves so much time, and I can actually focus on cleaning other things in my apartment that wouldn't get as much love if I was washing the dishes for an hour, because honestly life gets hard, things get tough, and I'm not always gonna be so chipper to clean my apartment. Even though I do love cleaning, I'm not gonna be able to put my 100% every single time, and that's just me being being realistic. So not only just using the dishwasher for my dishes, but any other systems like taking shoes off at the door so that the floor doesn't get as dirty, and simple things that you can integrate into your routine in order to help the cleaning process go faster will save you the mental drain in the long run. So the next thing that I'm very glad I didn't do was giving out my address willy-nilly, because I didn't really fall out with anyone throughout the year. But imagine if, let's say I was throwing an event at my place and I had like the address on the flyer, and then everyone just knew where I lived, everyone had my address and things like that. That obviously doesn't sound good. It wouldn't be good. So if I have like any events at my new place or anything like that, I definitely would not put the address on the flyer. You can always text people the address when they confirm their attendance, or literally the same day or the day before or whatever. You can give them like the general area, because if you're going to be living alone or be in your apartment alone for a lot of the time, your safety is very important. There's a lot of different safety measures that you can take to ensure extra safety, like the doorbell camera. You can get one of those doorknob stoppers that you can put under your doorknob when you're in the house so that literally no one can open the door. You can share your location with people so they always know where you are, and not give your address out. Not let too many people know that you live alone, which is obviously not what I'm doing, but keeping weapons in your house, keeping weapons on hand, like all these things are very important. And it probably sounds a little bit silly to some people, but it's really true. Your safety is important. Even if you're not living alone, if you're living with someone else, things can happen, and you just want to make sure you're being as safe as possible. So I wouldn't just take the advice from this video. I would go on TikTok, go on YouTube, and look up safety tips for living alone or anything like that, so you can get like a full rundown and a lot of like different ideas of how to be safe when you are alone. So I kind of talked about this earlier, but in this economy, I would definitely opt for utilities included when looking for an apartment. Just for electricity, the bill could be like $100, $150, $250. I made a TikTok last year. I think actually a year ago today is when I made that TikTok, and it went super viral. Basically me unplugging all of my appliances and anything that was plugged in because of how high my first bill was. My first bill here was the highest bill I ever gotten, which is kind of scary to think about because it was 1 year ago today, so kind of the same time frame. But that bill was $321. Yes, you heard me right. Just for me, little old me in an apartment. That's how much my bill was. I was not ready for that. And yes, that's the highest my bill has ever been. Like, I never let it get that high again. Like, I don't leave any lights on. I unplug my microwave when I'm not using it, and all the appliances in the kitchen, obviously other than like the fridge. But yeah, things like that. Like, you will never catch me paying $320 for an electrical bill again. At least not like when I'm living by myself in an apartment. I feel like that was crazy. And I'm glad a whole lot of other people were relating to me on that, because yeah, that was insane and I didn't expect that. So God willing, the next place that I go to will be utilities included. The last thing that I will include is that after living alone for a year, I moved about like 30 plus minutes away, and I completely enjoyed my time here. It was very peaceful. I was able to spend a lot of time by myself so I can learn more about myself, and it was close to the university I went to. After living here for a year, I realized that I am not really in this time of my life like an outer city type of girl or like a country girl or something like that. Basically what I'm trying to say is that I'm more of a city girl. I'm not like I need to be downtown or anything like that because I've never lived downtown, but I definitely like being around a lot of different shops and different places. Also, the place that I'm in right now is way less like diverse and kind of like inclusive than the place that I grew up in, Columbus, because there's just so many more different types of people. It's more diverse down there, so there's like more shops. Like the closest beauty supply store to here is probably like 20 minutes away, when in the home that I grew up in, the closest one was walking distance. Like there was 3 minutes driving away from my house. And then they just have so much more like hobby things that you can do, just so much more stuff other than just like houses and fields. So I would definitely live closer to the city. Maybe like in the future I would live on more of the outskirts again, but definitely not soon. I wouldn't prefer to live like this far out of like, yeah, I'll most likely probably be moving closer to that area or something like that moving forward. But yeah, my camera is about to die. I'm filming on the extra muse right now, and that is the last thing that I wanted to include in this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you learned something from it and gained some valuable information. I'll see you guys in my next video, whatever that may be, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.